Over the past few months, I've been thinking a lot about my time on TSB and the direction I want to take moving forward. TSB has been a game that I've put countless hours into, both playing and creating content around. It's given me fun memories, competitive moments, and even a sense of community with people who enjoyed the game as much as I did. But as much as I've enjoyed the journey, I feel like I'm reaching a point where I have to seriously consider stepping away. One of the biggest reasons is my real-life priorities. Football and my education have always been important to me, but lately I've realized how much more focus and energy I need to dedicate to them. Football is not just a sport for me. It's a dream I'm chasing, and in order to achieve that, I've got to stay locked in on my training, my performance, and my studies. School comes first. And I know if I want to keep moving forward in both football and academics, I can't keep splitting my attention between those goals and a game that no longer gives me the same return it once did. Creating content takes time, editing takes effort, and staying consistent requires energy. And right now, I need to put all of that into myself and my future, not into something that feels like it's holding me back. At the same time, I can't ignore what's been happening within TSB itself. The game has been on a decline for a while now, and I'm not the only one who's noticed it. A lot of creators I looked up to, like Humbled, Stud, and Floaty Zone, ended up quitting TSB for the same reasons I'm struggling with now. The main issue has been delayed updates and the lack of new, exciting content. It feels like every time players are waiting for something fresh, it just gets dragged out longer and longer. By the time an update finally does come, it's either too small to make a real impact or just doesn't add enough to keep the community engaged. The cycle keeps repeating, and eventually, you start to feel like you're wasting your time waiting for something that might never come. That's exactly how I feel right now. As a content creator, updates are the fuel for new video ideas. When the game doesn't change, the content doesn't change either. I've been running out of video ideas for TSB because there's simply nothing new to cover. I can only make the same type of content so many times before it stops being fun, not just for me, but for the people watching. It's hard to stay motivated when you're constantly recycling ideas just to keep posting. And honestly, I'd rather step away than force content that doesn't feel genuine anymore. On top of that, the community side of TSB has also started to fall apart. My clan, for example, hasn't been revived in a long time. At some point, even the clan owner gave up, and once that happened, it felt like the group energy we had was just gone. In a way, the same thing can be said about Santino, the owner of TSB itself. When the leadership stops putting the same effort into the game, it trickles down to everyone else. The passion that once fueled the community feels like it's disappeared, and it's hard to keep pushing when you know the person at the top has basically stepped back as well. That's why I've been thinking about making a switch. I've already been playing Forsaken for a while now, and I can honestly say it feels refreshing compared to where TSB is at. Forsaken is a survival game, which is a genre I really enjoy. And it doesn't have the same problems that TSB has with long, dragged-out updates. The developers actually keep things moving, and there's always something new to do or explore. It's the type of game that sparks creativity instead of limiting it, and that's exactly what I've been missing. I've stuck with TSB for a long time, but it's starting to feel like I've hit the ceiling of what I can do with it. With Forsaken, I see the potential to grow again, not just as a player, but as a creator. So where does that leave me? I'm not going to say I'm 100% done with TSB right this second, because I don't like making promises I can't keep. But I do feel like quitting might be the next step for me. The truth is, TSB has been an important part of my journey, but it's just not giving me what I need anymore, either as a player or as a creator. I've got bigger things to focus on in life, and if I'm going to keep creating content, I'd rather do it on a game that still excites me and has room to grow. In the end, this isn't really about giving up. It's about moving forward. TSB gave me a starting point, but now it's time for me to take everything I've learned, both in content creation and in life, and apply it to new opportunities. Whether that's continuing my grind in football, focusing on school, or even switching games to something like Forsaken, I know it's time to make a change. And I think that change is going to be what helps me grow, both in gaming and in real life.